Hey guys, just wanted to do a quick review, give you my first impressions of the Diatone R349. Just got this a few days ago. Did my maiden flight the other day. We'll show you some footage of that in just a little bit. So far, overall, I really like it. I like the size of it. 3-inch seems to be a good size. It's not really affected by the wind. 5 inches aren't really affected by the wind, and neither really is this. Found my 2.5-inch Diatone was a little bit more affected by wind. Seems to have good flight time. It's fairly stable. I've only flown it twice now, so I don't really have a lot of experience with it, but let me tell you my thoughts on it so far. The first thing I want to talk about, and this is something I don't really understand why Diatone specifically, and others as well, do. There's no good place to put the receiver in here the way the thing is shipped. This antenna comes out here, and the receiver wires are back here. There's a couple of little tubes here that maybe the receiver antennae are supposed to go through. I don't know, but it won't work. So the only thing I was able to do was I took the VTX antenna and I moved it back here. I actually drilled a hole through this whatever this little cup is supposed to be for, and I put the VTX antenna through there, and that allowed me to take the RX and adhere it to the top of the underside of this cover. There's a little spine in here which makes hearing it kind of difficult, and then I just ran my antenna down here and to a little zip tie with some heat shrink on both sides. That works great. Second thing I want to talk about is the connector. In my couple of flights I've had so far, I've found that I'm pulling a maximum of almost 60 amps. This XT30 connector, obviously, in my mind, is not good enough. I'm going to be upgrading to an XT60 very soon. Next thing, the strap that comes with it isn't big enough. It barely fits this 4S650. It will not fit this R-Line 850, especially once you put a silicone pad down. It just doesn't work. So I took these iFlight straps that I have, and instead of having them come around the outside of these little these notches that they have them go through stock, I put it through the inside so it takes up less space, and I added a second one up here. Seems to work pretty well. So far I haven't had a battery pop out, and it seems very secure. So that's something I suggest doing if you get one of these, because the strap that comes with it, it's not enough. It's not long enough. I don't know why they don't do that, but I don't know, it seems like when they build these things, they design them and they build them, and they don't really give a lot of thought to actually flying them, which is weird to me. But anyway, other than that, so far I like it. Let me show you some size comparison here. This is it compared to the GTM 2.5, so it's a little 2.5 guy. So it is actually significantly larger. I would think that a 3-inch wouldn't be that much bigger than a 2.5, but it's quite a bit bigger. Here it is next to a Mobula 7. So you can see it's obviously quite a bit larger than that. So that's not really helping too much. Let me show you. Okay, so here it is. This is a Xbox One controller. So you can see it's, without the props, it's similarly sized to an Xbox One controller. So when you put the props on, obviously it gets bigger. So that gives you kind of a rough idea of what the size is going to be like. So far I've flown it with this little 650. I've flown it with this R-Line 850, both of which I really liked. They both seem to run fine. I've got a couple other different sizes of batteries coming that I'm going to try out, but it seems like anything in the 650 to 850 range as far as it's going to be fine. Motors are nice and cool. I'm not that big on tuning yet. I don't really know what I'm doing as far as inside beta flight. Let's take a look at some flight footage. I've got just a couple of minutes from my maiden flight, and I'll tell you how I felt about it, and you can maybe shoot me a comment and let me know if there's some things I can change in beta flight to maybe tighten things up a little bit, or make it fly a little bit better than it even does. So let's take a look at that flight footage. Alright, so this is my first flight on the 650 milliamp hour battery. It's my maiden. So everything feels pretty good. Not really too much to say It feels maybe a little, I don't know if the word loose is the right term. I'm being pretty gentle here. There's a little punch. I don't think I was at 100% throttle there. But it seems to kind of want to dance around a little bit. See that from that turn there? So, like I said, I don't know if that's maybe just me not being used to it yet, or it needs to be tuned in Betaflight. If you can look at this and say, hey, do this in Betaflight, let me know in the comments, because I don't really know what I'm doing in Betaflight that much. It seems pretty quick. I got really good flight time out of it. Range is nice. This is on 200 milliwatts. This cheap little 650 milliamp battery seems pretty good. I'm not getting huge sag or anything like that. I honestly think the motor size and the prop size for the weight of the quad are really good. On my 2.5 inch, the GTM 2056, something like that, I've noticed that it doesn't matter what battery I put in there. If I punch out for more than a second, it's sagging the battery really, really hard. And if I'm doing any more than just casual flying around, there's no way I'm going to get a full 3 minutes of flying out of it. But this, I'm not going to show the whole video, I don't think, but I think I flew for almost 4 minutes, and I wasn't flying super hard, but I wasn't flying super gently either. Just kind of circling around. This is my little local flying spot. It's a parking lot at a football stadium. So here I am going, that's probably 60% throttle there. I know I saw another review where they were doing 120 miles an hour with it. That certainly was not 120 miles an hour. I'm looking forward to trying it, but I just haven't got quite to that point with it yet. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. Just wanted to give you a quick review, give you my opinion of how things are with it. If you're thinking about buying one, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a pretty cool quad. Diatone makes pretty nice stuff. I noticed that there's some cheaper Phillips screws in this. A buddy of mine actually got a 2.5 about a month ago, and turns out all the screws are cheap Phillips screws in this 2.5 now, so I'm not sure how I feel about that, but you know, it is what it is. Diatone seems to make good stuff. It seems to be well put together, so I would recommend picking up one of these and trying it out. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.